You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
Sup,
Thomas.
how you doing?
I'm alright.
I basically just chose not to speak to you until we started. Cause
I picked up on that. I was like, is this cunt being rude to me? And I was like, okay.
Just
Content
ask me.
first.
Yeah, well, it's about like conserving energy. Today's also like Ned Brockman Day, right?
It is Ned Brockman Day.
And you know how Ned, like, he's put up on his gram, he's like, if you see me running fucking, like, in the nicest way possible, like, let me just run. Because I got to conserve energy to run.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, where it's like, I don't know if I've got enough energy to talk to anyone outside of work hours.
Yeah, I get you. Mate, this is God's honest truth. I would have stayed in bed. It was pouring.
Yeah.
It was 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
I should probably go.
what would Ned do?
Yeah.
That was my Ned Brockman
That
moment.
was your Brockman moment?
Getting out of bed at 10.
Yeah.
But that was still a tough carry.
I was up at 7,
Yeah.
but I slept 12 hours yesterday.
Did you? Oh, see, I didn't go to bed till like 11 at night.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
You know when you
deny it, yeah.
You delay.
I was passing out on the couch, and I was like, you know what, dude? You're going to be so glad you did it. And considering how awful I feel now, I can't imagine if I hadn't had much sleep.
I was loving yesterday. So horizontal. Didn't leave bed. It was like just ate up there all day.
We live different lives, you and I. I got home, and like there was family over.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck?
That was tough, dude. It was tough. Mother-in-law,
Oh.
niece, her new boyfriend, all of whom I love. I mean, I only just met that dude. He's nice. But it was like, and I'm not going to lie to the audience here. Block your ears if you don't like marijuana references. I'd knocked over a couple of gummies before hopping in Jarch's car to come home to try and take the edge off the day. And they were really getting into their work by about the time I walked in the front door. It was overwhelming as fuck. I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of sat there in silence. I was wearing sunnies inside, which I am currently doing now. My mother-in-law was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like...
I lost mine on the weekend. 5th pair this year, I think. I get through them.
Do you?
Oh, mate. Legitimately, I think I bought 4 pairs this year. So my next purchase would be the 5th. But
I take pretty... I did lose these on Saturday, but I found them again.
Hang on. Stay there, Tonk.
What happened?
Someone at the door. We get too many cunts at the door here. Really annoying me.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's
And 90% of the-
4 or 5 times a day is too many.
90% of the time, they're not even in the right spot.
What is that?
Bring it.
Is that your old mate?
I think it's our old mate. Did I wonder if he's timed it?
Certainly looks like it could be.
Anyway, it was tough. It was real tough going. And then I got a bit of a sleep in, but then poor old Steffi had been dealing with 2 kids all week and was like, I need some fucking time. I was like, yeah, that's reasonable.
Oh, condoms.
Condoms. Not what I thought it was.
We can go through that later.
Yeah, I don't think that's as pressing as
What we thought.
what we'd thought that it might have been.
I was like, that's a big box. That would have
Yeah.
been the biggest.
Yeah, it would have. It would have. Instead, it was just fucking rubbers.
I've lost my train of thought now.
Mate, I don't think that that's going to be the last time you do that, this podcast, if I can be honest. Conservatively, I think it might have. Great bucks. If for those of you that may be going, what are you two done, if you forgot?
Yeah.
Eddy is officially a buck. Technically, he was before the weekend, but...
Do you become a buck? Is that like a rite of passage?
Mate, I never had a bucks, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you never invited your mates to your wedding. So
I'm not complaining about it. I'm saying I don't know because I didn't have one. So I don't know if I now, like, technically, if, like, my marriage is
But am I a
null
buck and you're
void.
not?
Potentially.
Is that the whole thing? You transition from pre-buck to buck, or are you just a buck for the day?
Maybe that's it. You were a buck for a couple of days, though.
2 days.
You had 2 days of buck in you.
2-day buck. I mean,
First night, get down there.
well,
groomsmen.
set the scene.
We get, dude, shout out to the weather.
It had been
firstly.
raining. It's been raining in Sydney for fucking
6 years.
6, maybe 7. And again today,
Pissing.
what's it doing? Fucking pouring. I woke up this morning torrential, and I feared the worst for the studio. But dry in here. So the issue just was clear out the fucking gutters.
Well, we can only hope that the strata company that runs this joint neglects their responsibilities for a further 12 months and the gutters fill up once more.
Yeah,
And a deluge pours in and ruins our equipment. But that's by the by. Weather's been bad.
Weather was incredible.
Well, it was bad until Eddy's weekend.
Yeah, to my weekend.
Yeah.
To my weekend of decadence.
Yeah.
It was shit, and then it was great. And by great, I mean like great.
No, fucking like a sweaty great. Like
hot great.
dude, like at some points I'm going, fuck, it's a bit hot.
Yeah, like there's no cloud in the sky great.
Nah. Like when we were sitting at lunch on Saturday, people were like having to move out of the sun. That's how good the weather was.
Yeah, it was hot.
On your side of the table, it was like sun on your back.
Yeah, it was hot.
Action.
Oh, fuck yeah. Real hot. Get up there. And RSL, beautiful
Shout out to RSLs generally.
Shout out to RSLs generally. I'll tell you why I like RSLs, Tom. Charm. Full of charm.
And they're getting around return servicemen.
They are, which I can respect. I can respect that.
So the weather was good.
Full of charm. Just charming. House was good.
House was
Water
great.
views.
Yep.
Fucking big.
Big water views.
Sizey.
Room
to spread your wings.
Enough room for 20 plus foaming bucks to be able to like bond together and bond separately and get tucked away into a pocket of a room.
I wonder what the peak number was.
20?
I reckon
20, about 20?
25.
25?
If I had to pick a number.
I think it was around 25. Being involved.
First
in the
night was.
organisation.
Look, you just get the fucking first night jitters, don't you?
You got it.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I was accused by Streety of being the most pissed there on.
You
on
were, you
Friday.
tipped though, and it was funny because we were talking earlier in the evening about how you've got a tip in you,
Yeah.
and I don't really have a tip.
No, you don't have a tip in you. You do have a tip in you, and you had a tip in you.
Yeah.
You tipped.
Yeah, I did tip.
You did tip.
But that was for a different reason.
You still tipped, though.
Tipped, yeah.
You fucking tipped.
Funnily
You tipped.
enough, for those that talked about tipping, we tipped.
Yeah, we did. You specifically, though, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I tipped. We may not get into that,
We won't
but
get-
we did tip. But you tipped the first night.
I tipped the first night. I did tip.
I remember Street was saying that he wanted to have he was like, you'd fucking been somewhere and you'd come back and you had a yarn to him and he goes, you just go, LA woman.
Oh, he's trying to talk about something, and I just started singing "LA Woman." I don't know. I don't remember that, but it was belligerent, and I screamed it at him rather than sang it at him.
Yeah.
Friday was nice, but then the Saturday was the day of days.
But Friday was nice.
Friday was great. Went to dinner, came home, ripped and teared, went to bed, got up.
Yeah, got up and got into it.
Shout out to the Grumpy Goat, or whatever it's called.
Oh.
That might be one of the best brekkie rolls I've ever had.
The Grumpy Goat, punters and dribblers, understand
Greedy Goat.
the greedy goat. Understand the value in a good damper roll.
Damper rolls are where it's at
Now,
officially.
I'll profess something. I don't know what damper is. I just know damper when I'm looking at it.
Damper reminds me of like Once a Jolly Swagman-y sort of like yarns.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm imagining this swagman who was once jolly down by a billabong.
Yeah, under the shade of a coolabah tree.
That's right, yeah.
Now, is damper indigenous or is it swagman vibes?
Again, I don't know.
I don't even know
I
what
don't
it
even
is.
know if that was damper.
No, that was a damper bun.
For sure.
No.
That's my point.
No, but I'm pretty sure that like Jarch, who identifies as a damper sort of guy, like as in, you know, I'm a car guy, I'm a country guy, damper sort of.
Damper guy.
Pretty sure he said it was damper. And Ollie, who, of legitimately from the country fame, unlike Jarch, I'm pretty sure he called it damper as well. And if the Greedy Goat knows what they're doing, they're advertising damper buns.
See, damper not that hard to find, seemingly.
So damper, the damper we eat now is probably more like your swagman bushman, but Indigenous people were making a similar type of thing, but using lots of native seeds and nuts and roots.
But what is damper?
So damper is, it just said it. So it's bread made from wheat-based dough, flour, salt, and water, some butter if it's available, lightly kneaded, baked in the coals of a campfire, either directly or within a camp oven. It's basically similar to scones, but without like the sweetness stuff put in it, without the...
I was a bee's dick away from saying that.
Not as crumbly as a scone.
No.
Because you don't get the, I don't know what they put in scones, like heaps of cream or...
We were saying that it's closely related to Turkish bread.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's a bit
Turkishy, no,
fluffier, not
yeah,
fluffier.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but I don't know that I see it as a close relative of the Turkish bread.
Well, it's got to be closer to that than like sourdough or multigrain.
Does it? I mean, who the fuck knows? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to speak with confidence on anything. What I will say, as we continue to jump around like people that are barely holding on, shout out to Big Day Rosé selling out in under a day. Thanks everyone who got it. That's also probably a large reason why I tipped Friday night, was because I went hard at it. Like I saw it there, I saw the opportunity, and I swung my bat at it, metaphorically speaking.
But mate, you sell out a Big Day Rosé in a day. Day one of the Bucks. Daddy's got the fucking shackles off.
Yeah, and a sting on him,
and a sting on him. And the sunshine, a sting on him that can't be quenched. Like, yeah, you're going to tip every now and then.
You're going to tip.
And that's just part of the fucking game, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather go in with the right attitude and swing at it and tip than not turn up at all.
Correct. You got to turn up.
You got to turn up.
You got to turn up, dude.
If you don't want to fucking turn up and have a crack, you can fuck off.
You can beat it. It's not what it's about.
Simple as that. Now, back to damper. The Greedy Goat, punters and dribblers, not only was damper doing the damn thing, the bacon on there wouldn't quit. The egg was cooked to perfection. What sort of perfection do I mean by that? Well, it wasn't so gooey that I take a bite and it runs all over my fucking hands and down my shirt.
You don't want that.
But also it wasn't dry, like there was a bit of gook there.
You need it. You need it to be a little bit runny. You need it run.
But it stayed in the bun. That's the difference.
You need it to be runny enough to break out of the sort of yolk shell thing, like the...
But not out of the bun itself.
Not out of the bun itself. The bun is absorbent. And I think, again, you shout out damper there for being probably the most absorbent of all breads.
Well, damper plays a role there, Tom.
Damper is the ShamWow of the bread community.
Which also got a run on the weekend, funnily enough. I don't know why that came up.
Did it?
Yeah. We were talking infomercials for a while. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. But what made this bacon and egg roll, punters and dribblers, a 9+? I'm comfortable going a 9.5. Wasn't all that. Wasn't the fucking hash brown on there as well. It was the delicate dance between aioli and barbecue sauce.
Well, that certainly was it was integral in the success of the overall.
You take that out.
You take it out, it's still a very high score, but fuck me. Barbecue and aioli, I'm sure I've had it, but it was just not...
I don't have it enough.
I don't have it enough. It wasn't front of mind enough for me, or it was so not front of mind for me that I was still shocked all over again at how good it is.
Well, I think that was just like... It was evidence enough to me, Tom, that I don't get it enough.
And that there probably is a God somewhere.
Oh, there's a God.
You know what I mean? You try... Yeah.
You can't. It's hard to disprove God when aioli and barbecue work so well together.
Yeah.
Really hard to disprove. But that set the day up well.
It really did.
I woke up chipper. So I was good to go from the out, but that bacon egg roll just put me into another fucking frame altogether.
I was struggling for.
Yeah, you and Hamish were not well. My brother. Hamish.
Yeah. Me and Haim, who were also bedfellows. Although I did wake up and he was on the couch, and I can't help but feel like just my general bed etiquette might have had something to do with that.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know, dude. I woke up relatively central in the bed, and Haim wasn't in it, and I'm like, fuck. I hope you just woke up before me and decided to get some space, as opposed to like you going.
Well, I don't think you really slept on the first night, and maybe you had something to do with that.
I could have. I mean, we know what Tobler's experience was his first fucking week on the job when we went to Newcastle.
I think he was 3 days
like,
in. Yeah.
3 days into his role, and he wakes up with me in bed with no pants on.
We're lucky they still have him here. Really.
Welcome to the business.
Yeah, that wasn't. I didn't expect to get woken up.
It's like when you
that.
get jumped in a gang, except for anyone working here, it's just like you wake up with me at some point in your bed with no pants on.
It's a hazing.
It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage. Look, that could have something to do with it.
It struggled. Once we got to the place, where'd we go? Dunes?
Dunes.
Once we got to Dunes, I needed to sit on a Bloody Mary for like an hour, and then I was good.
Shout out to Bloody Marys. They're fucking terrific.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. Bloody Marys fuck.
They definitely do.
Dunes was nice.
Dunes was nice. Dunes was cool. Dunes was nice. And then it was straight back to the Ari for a bit of pony sessions.
It was. I was under the illusion that, because it was my day, then Eduardo would win.
Yeah, I was under the illusion generally I was going to win.
Spelling different, though. Probably what tipped.
Yeah, but the vibe was there.
Vibe was there. The vibe was there. I so desperately wanted to whip that home. And
was it Gigatron or whatever?
Gigabyte.
Fuck that horse,
Gigatron.
Respectfully.
Giga
Kick.
Shittest name in horse
racing.
racing.
That might be the worst name of a horse I've ever heard.
That's the worst fucking name I've ever heard. Giga Kick.
Which made the whole thing more painful to deal with, to be honest.
Mate, seeing a 19-1 horse, unbeaten in fairness to it, but
19-1.
19-1 horse with a name like that, you just go,
there's no way.
There's no way. There's no way. It's a horse you don't even look at because the name's so shit.
Seriously though, like
if its name was great, you might have a bit on it. You might have a fucking crack.
When it won, I was like, I honestly could have sworn that horse was never in that race.
No,
that it didn't exist.
No, exactly. I don't remember seeing its name ever. Not once.
No. So we didn't win.
We didn't win, but we whipped a couple home. Again, RSL just turning up. And then back to the house for, one of the great rips.
One of the great rips. They're over. It's over too quickly, dude.
But it is and it isn't.
Well, no.
It is and it isn't,
wasn't.
mate.
Saturday night, like the first few hours of Saturday night, dragged on almost. I swear there was a Hugh Jackman movie on for 6 hours. I was like, this is the longest night of my life, and not in a bad way, but I was like,
no, in like the best way.
In the best way.
At one point, I was if you put a gun in my head and said, what time do you think it is? I would have said 4:30.
I remember that.
It was 10:15.
Yeah.
10:15. That was the longest fucking period of almost my entire life.
No, I'd agree with that.
I lived 1,000 lives in that 4 hours. 1,000.
Seriously.
1,000 lives.
And then once maybe 10:30, 11 hit, no, it was over. It just went like that. It was 4 a.m. before you knew it.
And then it was 6.
And then it was, yeah.
Okay. Pack it up.
But
shout out to fucking Paso, right, for the ingenuity of bringing up like neon lights, strobe light, lasers, and a smoke machine, because you can turn a pretty bland room into like a bit of a fucking into a vibe.
It was sensory overload. At certain points.
It was on, when I say it was on for young and old down there, you couldn't see the hand in front of your face at certain points.
That's in no way an exaggeration. At some point, the smoke filled the entire house.
The entire house.
And we had to go and like turn because the guys who were in there didn't realise. Basically, you know, when you're getting into the sort of work that we were all getting into, there's a point where you forget the world exists beyond literally the 3 inches in front of your face. And there were some boys down there who were really just like, you know, letting themselves go, letting their hair down. And the house, you would have been mistaken for thinking the fucking house was on fire, and we were all just willing participants.
Fire alarms going off and shit. Like, it was the whole thing
completely
filled.
And
smoke.
So, and in another turn of fate, a twist of fate, the room we decided to turn into the smoke room was the one that Hamish and I were sleeping in. So responsibility was unwillingly thrust upon me when the house looked like it was set on fire. So I've gone down there and be like, well, we'll just go and fucking open some doors and shit. And when I open the door to that room and I say, like, door opens, wall of smoke, can't see a thing. Like, you couldn't even see the lights in there. That it was so fucking smoky. And I just knew I had an idea in the room of where the thing was set up, so I had to get down low and go.
Did you get down
I just crawled, dude. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I couldn't see a fucking thing. So I just crawled, and then once the smoke cleared and like you sort of started to see, like you started to see who was in there because you couldn't know.
Yeah, but you do.
Well, I didn't know.
But like,
Well,
if you know,
I know the suspects. Yeah.
Suspects.
If there was a gun in my head, I could have picked every one of them.
Especially the guy on the button.
Yeah.
The guy on the button.
The guy pushing the smoke.
He's a naughty boy.
But it was.
He's a naughty boy.
Just like 7 dudes, shirts off, sweating their asses
Gabbering.
off. Just gabbering and dancing in complete smoke.
See, that's good stuff.
It's great stuff.
That's what it's all about.
And what's funny is we were like, oh, whoops, yeah, that got to be out of hand. An hour later, we'd forgotten that it got out of hand an hour before and the smoke machine was back on. We were setting the alarms off and we were like, oh, yeah, whoops.
You kept going to me, the follow man. The follow man.
How quickly we forget our mistakes. It was ridiculous, dude.
God.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
But it was fucking great.
No, it was good.
Because you need a good boogie.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, bringing in equipment to provide that sort of environment gives you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise...
You got to go somewhere to boogie.
But you know what ends up happening. Fucking squirreled away in corners, chewing off ears.
Yeah.
Where you need to break the night up with a good old-fashioned boogie.
That's what I was saying
Undo
as
the
well.
buttons, dude, and fucking let your hips talk. Sing.
I was saying there was, like... multiple people could have had wildly different experiences of what your bucks was. Like, some people didn't even realise what was going on down there.
No.
You guys there and it was like, oh, you guys don't even realise this rave cave.
There's people that didn't go in there at all.
At all.
Yeah, I know.
And they'd be coming and I go, no, like, yeah, it was good, it was fun, we all had a good time. It's like, no, dude. It got like, I kept referring to that fucking ancient city like Sodom, where everyone just went to do kinky, fucked up, weird shit. That's what it reminded me of in there. Because at one point you were thrust into some leathers, and I've never seen a man more ready for the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
there was
you can be forgiven for feeling a little self-conscious in the leathers you were put in, but no.
Gladiatorial leathers.
I guess.
Well, that was what was advertised.
It's not exactly how it appeared, I'll have you know. That you just got straight into your work, and I'm like, that's a man who doesn't miss a beat.
You got to lean into it, because when you're putting on a show for the fellas, which is what I was asked to do. If you're awkward, they're awkward.
No. You gotta turn up.
You gotta be comfortable in your own skin. I lent into my strengths, which is my hip work.
Dude, well, no, you did some fucking... You may have even subconsciously... You whipped out the cravat dance in those leathers, and I was like, my boy's on. Good for you. Yeah. That's a man setting free. That's a caged bird who's just been set free.
Mate, maybe I should put the leathers on more often.
Dude, seriously.
Because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But...
That was funny.
It was on...
It was on
around that gladiatorial fucking I think you'd fucking scurried out of the room, so shame on you. But whipping your mates is...
I whipped you.
Yeah, I know. But then did you get whipped though?
Fuck no, I didn't get whipped. I gave you one of the great whippings all time.
You did. And then the boys had to line up and everyone got one. Yeah.
They all whipped you.
No. I whipped everyone else.
Whipped everyone else. Oh, good. Yeah, I got out at the right time.
Arch your back.
Yeah, it was getting wild. No, you're not whipping me, bro.
Arch your back.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's what happened in the Sodom room.
Yeah, there was a lot of men got whipped down there. In that room of Sodom, dude. It was a room of Sodom. I remember walking in there for the first time for the festivities, and I was like, oh my God. It's like a fucking Turkish sex den down here, dude.
And when it all cleared, and I was with Harrigan and we were cleaning up, and he's like, yeah, I got a bit out of control with that one, didn't I? He's like walking around sweaty, shirtless, like, yeah, no, that was too much. We're finding like broken glass everywhere and shit. I was like, fuck. Oh,
good
God.
for the soul.
No, it was good for the soul.
So good for the soul.
And then before you know it, you're up.
And then before you know it.
And you're back.
Before you know it, you're up cleaning the fucking thing.
I didn't.
I know.
I am unapologetic. I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to not get up. Because Jarch was going
Jarch manned the ship.
Yeah. As soon as I saw Jarch like feverishly
shit.
getting around, I was like, fuck it. That guy went to bed at like midnight, so he can do it. You know? He
went early.
He cooked it early.
Yeah.
He was winging.
Tipped.
He tipped. That motherfucker tipped. He tipped in a weird. He tipped in like he went in.
Tip's a tip.
Tip is a tip. A tip is a tip.
Well, there's
different
there's a
ways
spectrum.
you can tip.
There's a spectrum of tipping,
He tipped and went internal.
which is fine.
It's absolutely fine, but he tipped.
Well, he tipped inward.
He tipped inward and then went and sat in a room. Then came back out again and then tipped again and went to bed. And I was like, yeah, all right, well, I'm not getting up to clean this house.
Yeah, Burma laid in bed as people swept
around me. I was just like, I just can't. I don't have it in me. Most of you cunts are going home to just get back into bed.
Which is what I did.
I'm going home to like fucking run around with babies and shit. So I was like, that wasn't even the reason I got out of bed. I just was like, there's no way I'm doing that. I can't be fucked. Which is, you know, is that a character flaw? Probably. Fuck it.
At one point, poor old Chica, he said his farewells. It was like 4 o'clock or something. He's like, I'm going to go see Sorrel, and then like walk down there and realise he didn't know where she was staying, like the exact house.
As in, was she staying in?
She was staying in Palmy because she had her hands on, and that's where he was staying. But he didn't have like phone battery or some shit. Went down there and goes, well, I can't know for sure the house, and I'm not knocking on doors at 4 a.m.
No.
So he had to walk back.
Because I thought he'd gone, and then he wandered in when I was laying.
Mate, he wandered in at like 5:30.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing here?
I was laying in bed listening to some, you know, I was listening to some real music that was like, it was some weird shit when I was going to bed. And then just out of nowhere, Chica just walks in and I'm like, you fucking leave like hours ago? What the hell are you doing here?
You were listening to music?
In bed.
Oh, right. To drown out Nick Mallet.
Oh, fuck, that's
one of the great voices. Carries, though.
Oh, she carries. Carries.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right, so he left and came back.
Left and came back, dude.
That's tough.
Left and came back.
One of the great fuck-ups was, well, not by us, but in true Streety form, we wake up the next morning.
He's good.
To find that he's just managed to get a flat tyre overnight. Me and Streety drove up together.
How did that happen? So when you arrived, there was no flat tyre.
Now, I wasn't checking the tyres as I got out of the car. It wouldn't surprise me if it was flat the whole way. And
No, because you can hear it.
That's a good point.
Because he drove when we were leaving. Ollie's like, listen to that. I'm like, what? He's like, listen carefully. And he's like, doo, 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 doo. He's like, that's Streety.
Driving. Yeah, he, I don't know what he did. I haven't even called to see, but like I drove with him, and then
so he
when
tried.
I saw that, I was like, I'm not waiting for you all day here, bro.
He tried to change the tyre.
Yeah, he didn't have the right.
He didn't have the wheel
So the way they
thing
do
just
it,
tightens the wheel nut.
you could take all but one off. I think it's so like that someone can't knock your fucking tires off or some shit. Like you need the special tool to get one of the nuts off. Dior that. But he got them all off except the one. So then you had to put them all back on. And then he was trying to find a mechanic around here to get a tire changed and this and that. And I was just like, dude, I'm going. I'm not staying. Which I think's reasonable. Especially when it's straight. You know what I mean? Like, if he hadn't left you in moments like this millions of times over your life, I think you might be more inclined. But I was like, what, get me out of here, basically. And Jarch car was going, I just went, hopped in there. For all we know, we were laughing. We were like, what time do we reckon Street makes it back to?
So I think he just went, I think he went to the garage and just like put air in it and like was just like, we'll just check it periodically on the way back.
That's smart.
Yeah.
It was flat though.
Yeah, but you like.
No, I know, but it was just like, it was flat. It wasn't like it didn't look like it's just it's like leaking or it's a bit low. It was like, it looked like something really popped the fuck out of it.
I wonder what it was. Because it was like, if it was flat, could it be a noise-related slashing?
Oh, like an angry neighbour. Could be. Fuck, Palmy's nice, dude.
It's a vibe.
I want to live there. It's like it's like holiday vibes.
Shout out to that neighbour for being a good sport by not saying anything.
Nothing. Did we even see what they look like?
Nah. Didn't say a word though, which
cool.
I respect.
No, I respect that.
I think that's all class.
I didn't realise that Airbnb has a rule that there's no parties at Airbnbs. What a dumb fucking rule that obviously never gets adhered to.
Yeah. Of course it never gets adhered to.
But the problem is though, right, if you are a neighbour and you complained, like technically I guess they could just come and kick us all out though, right?
Yeah, but who's doing that?
I don't know.
Does that even happen? I've never heard of it happening.
I'm sure it's happened before. I remember once seeing on Snapchat or on Instagram or whatever, Snapchat, a mate of mine fucking ripping and tearing at an Airbnb, like got there, the start of the weekend, ripping and tearing his film, and I'm like, that's my uncle's house. And then I just saw videos over the weekend of them just absolutely ripping it apart. I was like, well, I'm not going to say anything there.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Snitches get stitches, bro. I'm not going to dob on a mate to my uncle.
Snitches have always got stitches.
Yeah.
Always. Since the dawn of time.
Since the dawn of time.
Now, we got as far as fucking Avalon before we got chicken stencil, gravy, chips, Coke, just to tide us over.
Well,
for
greedy goat was fucking
it's fucking closed, bro.
Yeah.
Listen here.
I googled it. It said permanently closed.
I don't want to tell Greedy Goat how to fucking run their business, run their affairs. But if you aren't open on the second busiest day at Palm Beach, then like, what are you doing?
You can't not be open on a Sunday.
On a sunny Sunday as well.
Yeah, like take your opportunities.
Madness. Sheer madness.
Dude, permanently closed.
What, that was the last day of trading?
We got the last day of Greedy Goat trading.
You got to be kidding me.
It says the Greedy Goat is permanently closed. If that's wrong, you can suggest an edit from Google. I mean, if it's done and we got in there on the last day of Rome, then
terrific.
Valet Greedy Goat, dude. I don't know what else to say.
So anyway, got home, in bed, pandered through fucking social media for an hour or so, got Macca's, watched the Cambosis fight, watched Uncharted, because I needed an adventure.
Right.
Like those adventure movies.
Didn't you watch Uncharted on the flight like a couple of weeks ago?
I didn't finish it. I only got 20 minutes through and I'm like, perfect, I'm going to pick that up, start again, get into it. Full adventure movie, solving like riddles and shit. It's really lighthearted.
Easy watching, easy
living, easy doing. Fucking loved it. Then Elsa comes up. We watched The Watcher. It's on Netflix. It just came out, like a full psychological thriller, whodunit sort of thing.
Oh, I thought it was like a comic book thing, like or is that The Watchmen?
The Watcher. It's good stuff. We've been loving it. Chinese in bed, and then woke up at 10 o'clock. That's fucking basically the long and the
short of it. Me, Listo and Jay, we stopped off at Warriewood Macca's. Jarch didn't want to drive and eat, which I get from a safety perspective.
No, but he'd already planned his. Did he get something there?
No, he made us eat in.
Oh, yeah.
He made us eat in at the
No,
Macca's.
I get that. I don't like driving and eating. It's not enjoyable.
No, I get it. Again, though, I didn't care for anyone else's wants and needs. I was very much just like, please take me home. I'm dying.
Did you have a sook?
No, fuck no. I just wasn't happy about it. But we went and we ate in. It was a fun drive home, though. We just fucking chat shit. But pound Macca's, get home. There's a bit of a fucking do on at my house. Donuts. Ferrero Rochers.
What do was on?
Well, it wasn't a do. It was just people over at my house. It was a do by my standards, given what I was just sort of dealing with. Donuts, Ferrero Rochers, favourites.
Were you aware you were walking into a do?
I found out when I was maybe 20 minutes from home, which rattled me. And then I had to be present. I understood that. You can't just walk in and go, hey, I'm off to bed. You could, but you know, it's probably a little dysfunctional for an adult.
It could, though.
Yeah, but it's a hard sell because they're just all there. And I was just meeting this guy as well for the first, like, I hadn't met this guy. I can't just, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be fucking rude. Even though my very existence in the moment was probably too rude. So I just sort of, you know, I grazed on some chocolates and shit.
Do you reckon that was like punish? Was that like a bit of a?
No, Steph thought I wasn't getting home till like 4.
Oh, right.
I was like, I should just gone and slept under a tree in a park.
Should have come in here.
I didn't have a car.
Just get an Uber.
Yeah, dude, a lot of admin.
What?
It actually would have been pretty good.
It would have been less
Sleep on the
admin than
couch.
fucking what you went through. Anyway, you just played a little bit more eyes up. I don't know if we missed anything. I couldn't tell you either way.
I don't think we missed anything. Shout out to Big Day Rose.
Shout out to Big Day Rose.
That's about all I could think to round that off.
It was a big day
It was a huge day.
on the Rose.
Huge day.
Love Big Day Rose.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
Did you mention it sold out?
In a small day, less than a day.
18 hours, I think. Something like that.
Something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. We'll get more punish strippers, don't worry about that.
But we're getting more. There might also be a additional offering.
Still in the rose though.
Oh, it's still the Rose.
Still a rose,
It's
but
just it might be in a different bottle.
like a big one.
Maybe like a bigger one. I don't know. Who knows? But like in terms of morale,
Like right now.
can I be honest with you? Because all I can do is be honest. It's probably it's higher than I thought it would be. I'd set the bar so low for myself that
I think tomorrow's where
Tomorrow's
where the men will be separated from the boys.
Historically tomorrow's
Where it's
the
going to be
day of days.
Yeah, won and lost. I did eat Macca's for breakfast again, punters, dribblers. I felt, and if I can just explain myself,
What did you get over there?
I got a Mighty McMuffin.
Is there nuggets there?
There were nuggets there.
Yeah, I thought so.
Mighty McMuffin with a hash brown, large coffee. Also got a large soda water just for a bit of fizz.
Smart.
10 chicken nugs, mustard sauce. You're welcome. But obviously I am trying to not eat Macca's. But I think while you're still in the sort of the fog of a rip, you kind of just do whatever you need to do to get through.
You got to do what you wanted to do. Perish for blue. Is that the saying?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Oh, I know what you mean, though.
It's like by any means necessary. I just got to get through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was like, Ella goes, you are such a fucking fatty. I go, what do you mean, bitch? She's like, mate, Macca's. Like, I go, it's a fucking day after my buck. She's like, mate, you eat that shit all the time.
See, I don't.
And
I'm not a big
like,
Macca's guy.
I'm like, listen here. I don't eat it all the time, but yeah. I eat it from time to time.
From time to time isn't all the time.
It's not all the time, but it's certainly time to time.
So get
Apparently
off of
her and fucking Josh, shout out to Josh, have been having a bit of a giggle about that.
About what? You and
About
I.
us, about me,
Bronte Blueies.
about we're falling off the wagon. On the
Fucking
wagon.
you try run a marathon, Ella.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry, we've fallen off a little bit.
Are you part of the 0.1%, darling?
Yeah.
Don't think so. I don't think so.
Not last time I checked. That being said, though, we do need to go back to Bronte Blueies.
Yeah, we do. Probably this week. It's not Bronte Blues anymore.
What is it?
Changed it to Josh Athletic Club or Josh. We should actually get that up.
We should get that up.
Out of respect.
Oh, there we go. Jeff Athletic. I like that. Jeff is his initials, Josh Ellis Flint. Fuck, he's got a 60 on him. Good God. Check out the 60. Just imagine.
Jeff Athletic,
look
love
how
that.
fit these cunts are. Obviously, this isn't a relevant thing for everyone here, but just sitting there with a fucking 60 would just be ridiculous.
He's in nice nick.
He's in budgie smugglers that are just swollen because I'm assuming he's just got a piece.
Yeah,
and one of the great 60s all time.
That's Keeper next to him, actually.
Mm.
Fuck all. Is that Waller? Fuck all these cunts are ripped.
That's what I mean. It's the 60 club.
What? We wouldn't be welcome down there.
No, we wouldn't. And if we were, or we would be. But that's what you don't go to that shit unless you got a 60, right? Because you wouldn't feel welcome.
Well,
even
but
if you were welcome.
but if you were down there, would you put it this way? If you were down there, would they ask you to get out of the photo?
Nah, because see, Jeff Athletic, which I'm fucking into, he doesn't care what you look like. But that doesn't change the fact that I don't have a 60. And if I'm down there with a bunch of fucking dudes that do.
Jeff Athletic, love it. That's good stuff. He wants to help create a community of men ready to make bold changes to their health and well-being. The game is far from over, yet so many blokes give up as they approach 30. Fucking true.
It's a great point.
True statement. We're actually rapping this prick. I don't know why I said prick. This great man on the weekend.
We were.
Like,
lower
especially
backs.
Harrigan, right, whose back was fucked. He went to he got like MRIs and went to back specialists and stuff. The guy goes, mate, your back will be fucked forever. Nothing you can do. Can't play golf. And then Josh is like, bullshit. Said, do this, do that. 2 weeks later, brand new.
And by do this, do that was like just do some strength exercises around your
and a bit of
ass and
stretching, build up the muscles around the
But he did it for you and for me. My back was never like yours, but my back sometimes could be.
My back had been...
I've had a fucked back before.
Mine had been troublesome for years.
Yeah.
In and out of trouble. And he's like, bruh, your hip flexors are too tight.
Among other things.
But that's the problem. Too fucking tight.
Yeah, you were like, Eddie couldn't lay straight based on the ground. He'd fold up like a fucking...
Yeah.
Because his hip flexors were so tight.
Stretch him out.
Now he can stand up straight for the first time in his life.
Which is why I feel like I've got taller.
I think you might have.
I feel like I've got a cut. I reckon
Maybe a couple inches.
I reckon I'm like 6'2" now, 6'3".
6'4", maybe.
Maybe 6'4". Well, I look at that me next to Eddie and I'm like, fuck, dude, are you 6'5"?
Yeah, we're a couple of 6'4"s. But Josh, not Bronte Blueies anymore. Jeff Athletic, JEF.
Jeff.
We better get back to that fuck up because I am feeling myself slipping away.
Well, you may be feeling yourself slipping away. There's also you are slipping away based on numbers.
Well, yeah, I said I'm slipping away. What the fuck's your point? I'm saying I'm slipping away.
Yeah, I know. You said you're feeling that you're slipping away, and I'm saying the scales are showing you. that you're
Well,
slipping
yeah,
away.
you know, I'm feeling it because I am. Like, if you are slipping it and you're probably feeling it if you're self-aware. If you're not self-aware, you wake up one morning and you're getting craned out of a bed wondering where it went wrong.
I think Tim was like, what did Tim say, the funny cunt? He's like, I think he's like, they don't all exactly have six packs, do they, Eddie's mates? Couple of tums starting to come on.
Yeah,
there.
there's Tums, dude. There's Tums around.
There's tums, bro.
There's Tums, bro.
Know that. There's a couple
there's
of tums.
There's Tums.
Like the tum to flat ratio is blown out.
Oh, it's blown out huge. Like there are
Huge.
dudes that didn't have Tums that were like actually pretty fit who are now like, oh, they're tummed up.
Yeah, they're tummed up, dude. Like, if I'm thinking about who was there,
Yeah.
way more tums.
Well, I'd say it's almost all Tums except for like I can think of one.
Dylan's all
Oh,
fucking.
well, Dylan's
Dylan's sensational.
he's jacked beyond belief.
He's ridiculous.
He looks like he
Matho's sweet.
Matho sweet, Notch sweet. That's probably it. Pace.
Yeah, he's all right. He's
just a
not
skinny guy.
he's not tummed up.
Street's getting a tum.
I know. I know. He's like he had his shirt off and he's like, mate. I'm like, he's like 90 something now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Street's
oh,
always
you're-
been jacked.
I'm like, you're tummed,
Dude, you
bruh.
have a kid, Tums come.
Yeah, Tums come. Tums come.
Yeah. No, we're not six packs of plenty.
Scotty Rumble doesn't have a tum.
Scotty doesn't have a tum.
But that's
That's pretty much it.
that's pretty much it.
I can't think of. Oh, Maxi D doesn't have a tum. Or does he have a tum?
Well, I don't know.
Kern doesn't have a tum.
Nah.
Jarch doesn't have a tum.
Also, Tim, maybe you're taking the piss.
Nah, there's some tums, dude. Tim's right. No, I saw the tums myself, Tim. A lot of very stretched out fronts of t-shirts. Unless you play eyes up, see, I'm a tum operator from way back, so I know what button-up t-shirts to go. You got to learn how to fucking keep your tum just like off the radar. Everyone knows it's there, but I can't. You know, it's not confronting me. The buttons aren't bursting. You need a big loose shirt.
Yeah, and you got a big one.
No, mate, I had big shirts. I had big shirts both days. That's just tum smarts. And you can see the guys whose tums are sort of newer on the scene. They don't know what to do with themselves. They haven't bought new clothes.
Is this your first time out?
It's your first tum.
Yeah. Is this your first Bucks time?
Yeah, is this your first Bucks tum, mate? Come on. Come on. Smarten up. But I'm just now going to lose the tum.
That's a new take on an old favourite.
What?
Bucks ton.
Oh, a Bucks tum.
Bucks ton.
It was Bucks tum. That's the whole fucking thing. It was tums. Tums are all over the shop.
Yeah, there were tums. Shout out to tums.
Shout out to Tums and shout out to all of you. You know whose Tums you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
And we talk cricket on the show, punters and dribblers. We do it thanks to our good friends at KO. The 2020 Cricket World Cup has started. It's like the not warm-ups, the fucking qualifying or whatever. Because there are some teams that aren't that good.
It's like a
Mini tournament.
It's like the first stage sort of thing.
Yeah, some of us
So there's 8 teams.
Some of us bigger dogs have already made it through the first stage.
Some of us are too hot to handle.
We're too hot for the first stage.
It's like the FA Cup, right? The big boys come in a bit later.
Yeah.
You know?
Big boys come later.
Big boys do come later. Big boys know how to hang on.
Yeah, pace themselves.
Pace themselves.
But fucking shout out to friends of the show, Namibia, who got the job done over Sri Lanka.
Mate, Namibia have got a bit about them.
Does that mean Sri Lanka are now out?
Well, we'd need Dior, our friends, to consult the standings. But I believe, Thomas,
If you lose in the warm-up.
that 2 teams in each of the 4-man pools at the start get through.
That's right. We looked at that before, didn't we? First-ranked
did.
team, second-ranked team.
So I
and they go
don't
through.
think all is lost for Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
I
they'd
think
have
that-
to win their next 3 games, I think, all of them.
Yeah, so they're just got to
games.
come first or second and you'll come through.
Yeah. Who else have they got, though? So they've got United Arab Emirates and the Netherlands. Like, are the United Arab Emirates good?
They just lost to the Netherlands.
So no.
So, yeah, probably not.
By one run.
Yeah,
Wow.
second last ball of the innings.
Wow.
Good to see the Netherlands having a crack.
Bloody oath, Netherlands. Of French flag, slightly different fame, horizontal fame.
Do you reckon they just looked at the French flag and they go, love it?
Love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it, but like, let's do it just a bit differently.
Yep.
They don't try very hard, European flags, do they? Just colour blocks generally.
Flags generally.
But I mean, if you think about like the Italian flag,
Yeah, it's
the
just blocks of
Hungarian
colours.
flag,
Yeah, it's like, look at Sri Lanka.
English
Sri Lanka's
flag,
does. Sri
French
Lanka's pulls
flag.
its weight. That flag's dope. That Sri Lankan flag is sick.
I like the Sri Lankan flag.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a big, big vibe.
Namibia's had a bit of a crack with that sun top left.
Yeah, it's still pretty blocky. It's pretty rudimentary. Like, your kid could make any of those flags. Your kid couldn't draw the Sri Lankan flag.
No, the Sri Lankan one fucks.
Um,
Them losing, like, I thought they went all right,
Sri Lanka,
generally.
yeah. No, that would be I think it's a reasonable perception. Maybe they suck now. I mean, you can't lose to Namibia and be good, though, right?
Correct.
That would be, again, my uneducated opinion. We're doing a live stream this Saturday, punters and dribblers, for Australia's T20 clash with New Zealand.
We are.
That'll be on KO. But before that gets underway, what games are coming up this week? I know that we have a warm-up game against India today.
Yep, we do.
Then the West Indies are also playing Scotland today, but that's in the Beta Bowl to kick things off. Zimbabwe via Ireland. Namibia take on the Netherlands, Sri Lanka, UAE, Scotland. Yeah, sweet, okay. So the first big game, though, of like the big boy tournament will be us, Saturday?
Yeah, we kick things off in the big boy tournament.
In the big boy tournament.
Now, people in the Beta Bowl at the start qualify for the big boy tournament. We went over it last week. So if you finish first or second in your Beta pool, you come play with the big boys, the big thickies.
The big thickies.
We kick things off 6 p.m. Saturday night. New Zealand, Australia, SCG, greatest ground in Australia. It's it's an opportunity, Tom, for us to set the tone and go, yeah, we've been like, we might have lost 2-0 to England in the warm-ups, but we weren't trying.
Yeah, we didn't really care.
We didn't give a fuck. So we're going to go out there and we're going to rip and tear.
I will say this, and I don't want this to sound like I'm taking a turn to negative town, because I'm not taking that turn. But what I am doing is foreseeing a turn-off for negative town a few Ks down the road.
Yep.
And merely acknowledging that turn-off exists. And we're in the midst of our third straight rain bender.
Yeah, we are.
Like, what happens there? It's not an ideal time for cricket. At least 2020s, you can squeeze it in, hopefully. But, like,
You
can you imagine if we did a live stream, it goes for like 12 hours?
Oh, yeah, what's the weather doing this
Well,
week?
like, that's what I mean. Like, if there's, like, rain delay, and it's like, oh, okay, rain delay. Then it's like, oh, back on for 20 minutes. Another rain delay.
Rain.
Do they Duckworth-Lewis T20s?
Yeah, because there was a lot of rain
What-
around the third Australia-England T20, and they kept taking it down, and it got to like 12 overs, but then it kept raining, and they just abandoned it.
What's the minimum number of overs you need to fucking play? Because I'm seeing a rain and thunder icon.
Bender. Again, that's not a negative town turn-off. 5 overs? Or is that 50 over matches?
Each side must have faced at least 5 overs. Yeah.
Could I be reminded of how Duckworth works?
Does anyone understand it?
Well, we can work that out. But it has always confused me.
So it's a mathematical formulation.
Introduced in 1997.
So, oh my God.
Yeah, see, fucking hell, that's pretty dense.
I was watching that game with Australia and England when they I think it got reduced. I don't think this might have been the second one. But basically, England, I think, finished on like 111 or something off 12 overs. But then they adjusted their score for Australia to chase, and it turned into 130. Because it's like if you're playing and you think you have 20 overs, you're going to bat differently to if you're playing and you know you only have 12 overs. So they kind of upped the score to reflect that, I guess.
Can you just zoom out slightly?
Yeah.
So they're referring to the team's two resources, your wickets and overs faced. So wickets conceded, number of wickets they have at hand and overs faced. At any point in any innings, a team's ability to score more runs depends on the combination of these two resources they have left. Looking at the historical scores, there is a very close correspondence between the availability of these resources and a team's final score, a correspondence which Duckworth-Lewis exploits. Converts all possible combinations of overs, or more accurately balls, and wickets left into combined resources, remaining percentage figure. I get what they're trying to do, but fuck me, it's just basically saying wickets you got left, run overs to face, how much it's...
All I know, Tom, is that I trust Duckworth.
And Lewis.
Duckworth I find to be more trustworthy than Lewis, but, combine them together and I'm happy with it.
Look, I've had run-ins with the Duckworth in my past. I think I'm more of a Lewis.
Be that as it may, punters and dribblers, if you get us for 12 hours because we got to play till 1 in the morning to get fucking 5 overs in, then so be it.
That's what we're there for.
That's what we're there for. Will I be dying inside? Maybe.
Yeah, well, I've got a wedding the night before, so that'll be good.
Whereabouts?
Barrel.
Who's?
The old stomping ground. My cousin Hamish.
Is he getting married?
Yep.
The bloke you should...
Well, yeah, if you catch him in public, you need to fucking roll him.
I don't even know how that started.
I think the man needs to get rolled. That's all. Good man.
Great man. Never met him.
Needs to get rolled. Yeah.
But so that's it. 6 p.m. KO.
Yep.
Saturday night. New Zealand, Australia, Tom, Eddy. What more do you want? What more could you possibly want? Boys will go out there. I reckon we hump the Kiwis, no offence, and set ourselves up for glory.
As Australians and Kiwis, Eddie, we can't lose. How about that? Even though I'm Australian.
Well, technically we can't lose, but
Yep.
one means more than the other in terms
Correct.
of like one win would be sweeter.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You know, I know what you mean.
Thanks to KO.
Thanks for Kaya.
We love you, KO.
Quick shout out. Can we do some shout outs on the show, Eddie? Do you mind?
No. Well, depends who we're shouting out.
Shouting out a dear friend. Just crammed a lot into her first 12 months on the planet, but little Zoe Birmingham turns 1 tomorrow. I know.
Shout out to Zoe.
I know she listens. Just thought I'd say.
She won tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Goes quick, and it doesn't, but it does.
Really? One.
Yeah. You know what's a wig out, dude? I swear to God, in the 2 days I was away for your Bucks, she like changed by the time I got back. That's what's a wig out with kids when they're this small. Is
What do
they
you mean?
change so quickly. Like she came back and she's basically just walking exclusively now and like engaging. There's just things where you're like, this just is slightly different to whatever the fuck it was. But she's like engaging, looking more like she's just more of like a little person. I'm like, you were not this when I left 2 days ago.
So she walks around.
Yeah. Some days you pick them up and you go, fuck, you've got heavier in the last like 8 hours. And I don't mean from like eating toast. You know, it's just overnight they've just thickened.
Really?
Yeah.
That gecko's back.
Gecko's back. Well, Gecko never left.
Couldn't have. Well, could have.
Well, maybe he just goes quiet when it's piss and rain.
Thank fuck it's dry in here, Tom.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sold that leak's fixed, but I am.
Nah, mate,
but it's fixed compared to what it was.
Mate, it was fucking
It's fixed compared to what it was.
pouring this morning.
No, I know. The fact that it didn't come in
Well,
when it
exactly.
was pissing as much as it was is a very good sign.
I was just waiting for Tobes, who I knew would be in first, to
Break the bad
break
news.
the news. And if he was like, it's fucked, I might have been like,
Problems.
phone off.
Yeah, Tobes, it's on you, buddy. It's on you, buddy. Fix it.
Yeah, it's your time to shine.
It's your time to shine, bro. Fix it.
Everyone needs their time to shine. Like, everyone needs a time in which they can shine.
Their time in the sun.
Yeah. And that would have been Toby's
Yeah.
time to shine, you know?
How fucking bad is Samoa at Rugby League? No disrespect. I can't believe they got humped so hard by England. I didn't.
Humped.
Like, fucking humped.
So as the old adage goes, Tom, the superstar doesn't make the team.
Dude, oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But, like, there were too many good players in that side to get humped by 60 points. They scored 28. They lost
Points
28
in 12 minutes?
Yeah, the final 12 minutes, they lost 28-0.
Yep. Yep.
That's
That's a team that gives up.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? That's
60-6, dude. In an international, like, that's the shit that happens to the Tigers.
60-6. We were going through their side at lunch, you, me, and Harrigan, and it's fucking stacked, the Samoan side.
Yeah.
Obviously, no, what's the word? They haven't gelled.
No.
So the side, Suoliti, To'o, Tango, Crichton, Hammer, Luai, Milford, Papali'i, Josh Papali'i, Danny Levi, Junior Paolo, Jaden Sewer, Josh Alloway, and
Braden Hamlin-Ueli.
like with
Tyrone
Tyrone
May,
May on the bench,
Spencer
Spencer Lino, Martin Tapau, and
Kelma Tuolangi, who's coming to Manly next year.
like that's a side. 6 points they mustered.
Against, go to the Poms. Sam Tompkins, Tommy Marks, and Callum Watkins, Herbie
Mackinson.
Farnworth.
Mackinson, I think it is.
Mackinson. Herbie Farnworth, Dom Young, Jack Wellesby, George Williams, Tom Burgess, Michael McCollum, Chris Hill, Elliot Whitehead, Mike Hand, Victor Radley, Luke Thompson. Yeah, look, I mean, you could argue, and I don't watch Super League, shockingly, but that the Samoans have a better side.
Well, they've got better players.
Better players, yes.
But the team, they obviously, they haven't fucking seen enough winners yet together. Victor Radley singing "God Save the King" was pretty funny, and he's like laughing as he's doing it.
Was he?
Well, because he's like, this is absurd.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people coming out after this game and saying like, "Oh, Australians really underestimated the standard of the Super League in general." Like, a lot of Australians will come out and be a bit arrogant and be like, "Yeah, you know, most Queensland, New South Wales Cup teams can beat a Super League team, but clearly, actually, the standard is a bit better than everyone thought."
Maybe that's true, but it's just that the top end talent they can scrounge together enough top end talent to beat Samoa.
I think Victor Radley was best on ground.
Yeah, he was.
So,
but like, you know, Thomas Burgess is. You would assume, you'd argue, he's one of the great English players. Like, if he's been able to come out to the NRL and dominate, like all those Burgess boys, really. You know what I mean? Like, if Elliot Whitehead, the same thing. Like, in terms of the overall, the English players ever, like, the best ones come to Australia.
I think Tompkins came, but he couldn't really hack it in there.
He couldn't cut it. He went to the Warriors,
it's more like
to him.
There's players in that side that aren't, like Herbie Farnworth's not an Origin player, he's not an Australian player. Like Victor Radley has been on the fringe in New South Wales, not a Kangaroo. Like, it's still like second tier guys making their side.
Well, not
second tier, but like
Victor's not second tier. He's missed out on
but I just mean like he's playing for England because he's not getting selected for Australia.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So although like it's not a like for like standard. And the thing that I think what people say about the Super Leagues is like there's like 2 or 3 or 4 teams that are good, and the rest are horse shit. That's the Super League. What's
interesting, and you can't help it, and I guess it's like when you're Jerome Luai and you come out and talk shit and you've just won a grand final, which I think's play on, but you then get you get your cock roasted off when you get beaten 60-6, and people are like, England's your daddy now, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which I like.
Well, so do I. I love that. It is kind of like, hey, though, dude, like, you can't, like, does Jerome Luai, is he that good without Nathan Cleary? I guess would be the question, right, after you see something like that. I don't know the answer. That's literally a question, but you'd argue.
Well, he's not. He's not. He's not. It's absolutely not.
You'd argue he's.
I don't even think that's not up for debate.
Well, it is in the sense that, like, I'm not saying is he as good as Nathan Cleary.
No, he's not. He doesn't.
Without Nathan, he doesn't win. But I bet you he's probably got some good win percentage with Penrith when Nathan's not playing. But that's also because your side's fucking stacked. But, like, that's a disappointing fucking performance from Milford and Luai to be able to muster 6 fucking points. I'm sure their forwards must have been dominated as well if that's something, like, if that happened.
Which is interesting. It's not like they're lacking up front.
Excuse me. No. 72% to 90% completion.
Didn't complete well.
Run meters almost got doubled.
Holy shit. Yeah, they got absolutely pwned.
9 to 1.
Post-contact meters, 618 to 380. Who are we talking to about post-contact meters recently? Line breaks, 9 to 1. Tackle breaks, 41 to 35. Set distance, similar. Kick returns to. Did either of you watch this game?
No, I saw bits of it. I saw like 10 minutes before halftime.
I assumed Suali didn't get too much action at fullback. He let some fucking tries in. I'm not saying it's his fault, but, like, good God.
Interesting.
And then
in positive news, Australia just
humped.
Mate, Addo-Carr, dude.
I
God.
think that's my only bet of the week.
Addo-Carr. Do you see that? Fuck, he's quick, mate.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He is quick.
He is
sticks.
so quick.
So bloody fast.
We look great.
Mate, yeah. Harry Grant's
a weapon.
Harry Grant's a weapon. Munster look good.
Our boy Angus Crichton, our close personal friend. Good to see him get over for a try.
The boys looked on.
Jeremiah Nanai. It was all good gear, but it was that line. The line fucked people. I told you 13 plus was the play.
Yeah, the line fucked
The line fucked a lot of people.
38 points. I think I was good without that line.
You probably would have been. I think Rando got fucked on the line as well because he had Nanai, Tedesco, maybe Addo-Carr.
Because I had Addo-Carr, Tedesco, Latrell.
I'm going to need to go back and watch all the highlights because obviously I was...
Oh, I had Valentine Holmes who didn't score a try.
I was either in a smoke den or...
And what time was the game on?
This was the 5:30 a.m. game, I think.
We were probably up.
Yeah, the England game was like midnight, 12:30, I think. This game was 5:30 a.m. Sunday morning.
Would have been up, yeah.
And then the New Zealand boys got the job done against Lebanon.
See, Lebanon put up a bit of a fight, which I respect. Scored the first try, Josh Mansour. But
QAnon has ruined the name Lebanon in my mind right now, recency. I just kept thinking QAnon. I know that's wrong, but that's just, I can't help it. I like their flag, though, Lebanon. Their flag's sick. Have you seen it? I'm sure you've seen it. But do you recall it?
Yeah, it's got like a tree in the middle. It's red and white, isn't it?
It's the cedar tree.
The cedar tree.
And the team's called the Cedars, I think. The NRL team.
Again, good flag.
It's a good, well, it's trying.
It's a flag having a crack.
It's a flag having a crack. Apparently
So,
Joey Manu, I haven't seen the highlights yet, but apparently Joey Manu ripped it up.
Yeah, he did. I was a Joey Manu try away from getting this one as well. Fucker. But they were saying before, Lebanon kicked off, short kickoff off the kickoff, and then scored a try off the first set.
Love that.
Well, I mean, if you're Lebanon, you kind of need to be throwing the kitchen sink at this thing, right? And just trying shit, because there's probably no chance you're going to win. So you may as well just try and play a bit of fuck it footy.
Adam Dewey got sent off. Why?
I still don't know. I think he was just chatting shit maybe to the coach, to the ref.
There was something I saw, I didn't read it, but there was something with him and Robbie Farah as well. We're getting into something.
Well, that's what it was like him and Farah's the trainer for Lebanon.
He's in hot water, go down.
Oh, do you want to watch the video?
Oh, yeah, watch the video. Watch a video.
I don't know what's going on here.
We'll probably get fucking taken down to having this shit in here.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tom.
This doesn't tell you anything, Dave. I just watched
Go
it.
down.
Oh, okay.
Hot water sent off for dissent. Using a foul and abusive language towards the referee. Jesus Christ. Not good. Not good enough. Not good enough at all.
I'd like to know what he said.
Seriously. It would have been pretty fucking foul.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
no,
that was in
Tama.
2022. Anyway, things are looking good. Things are looking great.
Joey Manu, a hell of a rugby league footballer.
Yeah, kick and play, Tom. Kick and play.
Now, what were the other results?
I think that's it so far.
No. We had Italy.
Oh, sorry.
Italy beat Scotland like that. Ireland pumped Jamaica.
That was
France, Greece is when today, tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
5:30 a.m. Tonga. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. I want to see Tonga play. Tonga, Papua New Guinea.
Wales, Cook Islands, Australia, Scotland, Saturday, 5:30.
It's hard to watch these ones, isn't it? What's that kangaroo doing there? That doesn't look like...
What?
It just doesn't look like anything Australian, other than it is a kangaroo that is Australian animal. But, like, you know what I mean? It just, I've never seen that symbol for Australia anywhere or anywhere.
What would you do to change it, mate? What do you think it needs?
Maybe have the fucking Australian Rugby League logo,
Yep.
just as an idea, unless they've changed it to that. What was I going to say, though, Edward?
Don't know, mate.
I had something to say. I had something to tell you. I had something to contribute.
About Tonga?
No. But rugby league related.
Wasn't the Steve Renoff thing?
No. We're moving on from that. We're moving on from Manly. It's all positive now. We win the comp 2023. I'm happy to say it. Who the fuck cares who comes in? Steve Renoff did have a crack, though.
Steve had a crack, but Manly win and win well.
Manly will win. And win well. Biffs.
Biffs.
Now, fucking the one we watched, the Eddie Hearn Matchroom, Brock Jarvis, Liam Pyro. Pyro knocked him the fuck out round one.
Just what got him good?
Dude, knocked him the fuck out. Crazy. I was thinking, like, when you get into those fights, you're 20-0, knocked out everyone. They both were undefeated. You're like, you must just think you're unbeatable, and then you get knocked, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Fucking wild stuff. But like, how did he? Was it like? Did he swarm you, or did you just catch him?
We didn't catch him, like, but he's just like the footage I saw. He's just fucking cracked him one. They were like in an exchange, and he's cracked him
Out cold.
out cold. Oh, he's like trying to get up and stumbling around and fucking.
Deontay Wilder come back. He knocked that cunt out
Dude,
first round.
Dude, that
and he was on the ground like
No, yeah, that one was.
That
great.
was
I watched that as
crazy.
well. He was stiff.
stiff as a board,
Stiff, and he was down for like almost 5 or 6 minutes afterwards. Like he could not get up.
Yeah. It was fucking hectic.
Yeah.
So hectic.
And then I don't know, this is the problem with boxing. They're like, oh, now like Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder are going to fight off to see who fights Tyson Fury. It's like, Deontay Wilder should never fight Tyson Fury ever again.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Do this
They
shit,
fought
dude.
3 times and he's lost all of them.
Except the first one they tried to make a draw, which was the biggest load of shit ever.
Let's be honest. Let's call a spade for a moment, Tom.
I'll do it.
He won that first fight.
Then our boy George. Not Boy George, the performer. Our boy George.
George Kambosos.
Yeah. Australia's boy George.
That's right. He came in. It was put it this way. It was a much better fight than the first one. It was a much better fight. He's a fucking warrior, our boy George.
Yeah.
Like, he has a fucking crack, but he got pieced up.
Yeah. You almost see it and you're like, oh, you'll never beat that man.
Never. And he, like, you could tell at the end of the fight that he knew. Like, on Instagram, he's putting photos up with him and shit, being like, you're too good. Like,
Yeah.
he was improved on the first fight for sure. He went in there and had a crack. Like, he was prepared to
to get knocked out, basically.
Yeah, in a pursuit of a dub. He started like southpaw and shit. Like he was switching between stances a lot for the first couple of rounds. But Haney was just picking him apart with that jab. Like just fucking him up. He couldn't get in. He's like, bang, fuck off. And then just wore him down throughout the fight. By the end,
he was fucked up. Yep.
Jeff Fank's like, mate, they almost need to call this.
Yeah, he was saying I'd throw the towel in.
Yeah. 10, like round 10 or something. Was it 9? 10?
9 or 10.
He got pumped.
He was still there though, right? Like it was funny. Even at the end, he was still going hard. But you're like,
he's a tough cunt. Fuck, he's tough. But like worlds away. Haney's slick, mate.
Oh,
How was he? 23?
23, undisputed, slickness personified.
Lomachenko next, surely.
Limoncello.
I went to say Limoncello.
I know you did.
Yeah, and I realised that I was talking boxing, not fucking
Italian
the drink you have after
liqueurs.
Italian. Do you like limoncello?
I don't, but there used to be a restaurant in Double Bay called Limoncello, and it used to be the whole thing. They'd give you a shot of it after you'd eat there, and it was just like...
Where was that again?
I think it's near where like Mateo is now. Is Mateo in Double Bay?
Yeah, like near Mississippi and that.
Yeah, was that
On that
limoncello, was it?
street.
One of those ones.
Like, limoncello it's short-lived. It's like a fad.
The drink or the restaurant?
No, like naming a restaurant limoncello and you have limoncello shots.
Yeah. It's like,
that can't last forever.
no, because then you're like, you're trying to be a thing.
Well, you're leaning too heavily into a liqueur to save the day.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not what it's about.
By all means, serve it,
Sure.
but don't make it
Do
your
you
thing.
like limoncello, though?
No, I don't.
No, I don't love it.
I had it because they gave it to you.
Yeah.
I would never.
I
order
always
it.
felt of it more as a little bit of a punishment, no offense.
No, it is.
It's not enjoyable.
No, it's not enjoyable. I'm not sure if
And
it's
it
one of
doesn't
those
get
things
you. It doesn't get you like.
where you want to be.
No.
I think it's more about like, I think it's maybe a good like digestive or some shit. Like it breaks down all the
Digestif.
a digestive.
Sure. It seemed like the atmosphere was a lot better. I think
For Australia's boy George,
for Australia's boy George, I feel like Rod Laver was probably the choice.
bit more of a vibe.
Let's stop having fucking any combat sports at Marvel. It's too big.
It's simply too big.
It's simply too big.
Unless you had like
And
a
it's
UFC
as simple
event.
as that.
I do
No, even
UFC.
UFC, too big.
No, I reckon UFC you could do because
Why?
there'd be enough good fights to maybe get it up and about. The problem with boxing is you just have some fucking snoozers. I know you do
You
as
have
well in
some
the
snoozers
UFC.
in the
I
UFC,
know,
mate.
but I'd like to see.
You
a
bet
head
they
kick
went to the
KO
ground
with,
for
like,
fucking 25 minutes? You'd be like,
Yeah, but did
good
they
Lord.
do Marvel for Rob Whittaker? Is he Adesanya?
And they did it for Rousey and...
Right? Like, imagine being in like 70,000 people seeing Rousey get her head kicked off. You know, like that would have been bonkers.
Yeah, I wonder what that was like. If you were there, reach out, let us know. Was it crazy or was it still
bonkers?
or was it still too big?
Reach out if it was bonkers.
And reach out if it was bonkers. Let us know.
See ya. Time to go. Time to pack her up. See you fucking later.
Are we doing dribbles?
Nah, fuck them.
Sorry, cunts. Part of my soul's missing.
Nah, it's not. It's
I'm
not.
about to go lay on the couch.
We'll do dribbles Thursday.
Yeah, dribbles Thursday. Okay, bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?